Hey guys, Traveling Horror, this is ABC Halloween, and today I will be talking about the top 15 props I think should or might return to Spirit Halloween 2024. This is excluding any that have already kind of been confirmed from leaks. The animatronics need to be produced under 2019 to make it to the list. Anything 2019 or older will be excluded from the list. Remember that these are just my opinions and are not confirmed for Spirit Halloween 2024. These are just guesses or wants on what they should do. Now sit back, relax, get some popcorn in your horror movie blanket as we watch what I think Spirit will do this year. Number 10 pick coming in at last place. Now I love all these. I think they would be really cool, and I tried to kind of keep them either like really cool, really popular ones at Spirit, really unique, or they're from like 2014 or under, so it would be fitting to return them for 2024. My number 1 pick, or my number 10 pick, coming in the last place, but it's still really cool, is Crawling Cat Through the Grave Grabber. Now, this is one of those grave-grabbing props, but this one's surprisingly creepy to me. Now, you know, we've got Grave Grabber from Grave-Grabbing Corpse or whatever, but he's not too scary. And I personally think that Crawling Cathy is a scary one. And you know, we've got some weird ones, like the Grabbing Doll or whatever, but you know, I think this one just works perfectly. It's like a zombie that's mutated, or I don't know. It's just really creepy. The movement fits the character perfectly, and I personally think this would be a great prop to maybe return for Spirit 2024, and maybe if they're already planning it, maybe for halfway to Halloween, although I'm sure it's pretty late. Next one.
Welcome to the funhouse. Come a little closer. We got fun, games, and I'll catch you next time.
Alright, so this next one might be kind of crazy to you guys. Now, this one was sold in 2019 at select stores. But, you know, I'm gonna let slide because it's from, like, 2018. And so it pretty much was in the time gap, at least during when it was created. Now, this one's extremely popular, and so I think it's only fitting. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we've got Hugs the Clown. Now, you know, I think some other clowns are a lot better than him. His jump scare movement really just varied on different models. Sometimes he'd really kind of lunge out quickly like he's supposed to, and then sometimes it would just be more like this. It really varied, but if they brought him back, we definitely want some modifications to him. Maybe just an updated neck so it's not so, you know, because the collars sometimes, especially when they're elastic, the necks sometimes like show through them, the movement, and it just, I think they would have to fix up the head kind of, and just maybe some new updated movement. Maybe we could even get some new movement for him, with all this new technology. And maybe even they could do pneumatics, which would be crazy. But that would be pretty dang cool, like a quick jumping one. With all these jump scare props like Mr. Dark and Hellspawn, I'm sure they could actually do one that has fast movement, like it should. But he's just not the coolest on this list, so that's kind of why I put him there.
You could use a smile. Come a little closer and I'll charm one for you. That's why I have this stupid grin on my face. It's because they scooped out all my brains and they flies out of it. It's chewing on your nerves. That's a very pretty face you have there. You look even prettier than you're eating my porch with a candle in your mouth.
Now, coming in at the number 8 spot, we've got Pumpkin Nester. Now, hold on guys, don't click off the video yet, I've got a reason for this. So he's a very friendly prop, like family friendly. He's a cool prop, very unique. Now, all these I love. These are just the ones that I don't think are personally the best out of them, but, Pumpkin Ester's just okay. I mean, he's not perfect, he's not great. I mean, he's great, but he's not perfect. I mean, most models would have a weird issue with the mouth wrinkling and stuff. But honestly, he's a really cool prop. He's just not too scary, and so he would fit in nowadays, though, with all the goofy props they have. And so he would definitely work out. Now, we have been planning for this guy to return ever since 2021. Because there was a picture of him in the Crypt Keeper in 2021 at the Spear Halloween Factory, ISE. And there was Employee of the Month pictures that featured Crypt Keeper and Pumpkin Nester. And then that same year, as a holiday release, they released Little Nester, so we were thinking, oh, it's gotta be like 2022 when he released this. 2022 came by, Little Nester went out of stock, and Pumpkin Nester never released. And then all this time later, we still haven't gotten him, but just remember, we got Crypt Keeper last year, and I think Pumpkin Nester came out in 2014 or something, and so this probably is the year he will come out. I'm already probably calling it. But still, he wouldn't be my number one pick. He doesn't really fit my fancy when it comes to Halloween stuff, but we'll see, guys.
I dragged myself out of the tomb to find my skull and get my revenge. And I will. Oh, I will.
At the number 4 spot, we have got Lost Her Way. This prop is from 2018, but it's a really cool animatronic. The audio is perfect for a scary prop. The only issue I know they would have is the bass. It was just a stupid roaming bass, like a little, like those Big Lots Room things. It was like that big, probably, like a little smaller than a Roomba even. With just these little wheels powering it, and it's like a 5-foot tall prop, and so you can just tell how faulty that was. So I definitely think this can have room for improvement. And I honestly think this would just be a really cool prop. And maybe if they took it off of the roaming mechanism and they had it as like a life size and added more details, it was still affordable, something like that, it would just be a great prop. And I'm sure I would buy it eventually, because it is perfect, it is very scary, and it definitely gets the job done for a effective scare. So next up in the horror part of this video, we've got the H2O Michael Myers from 2018 again. 2018 was right when Spirits stopped having the good props and stuff, so I think 2019 was kind of where they went a little crazy with the animatronic props. But personally, I absolutely love the props from back then. And H2O Michael Myers sounds crazy, but that's probably my favorite Michael. From any company. I know it's not the most 100% realistic, but I don't know, something about it is perfect. How the music sounds is perfect. It sounds wonderful, the movement is pretty good. The movement like this, I think that was pretty good. It looks kind of robotic the way he turns, but then again, maybe with some modifications and maybe changing him a little, it would be epic. But then again, if they return him, he wouldn't go under the name H2O, probably. He would probably instead go under the name of Halloween Ends or Halloween Kills. Under that name, and they'd give him like a new mask to wear, and be more rustic, kind of, and broken down looking. And then probably change the song to the more dramatic Halloween Ends song. So, personally, I think he's a great licensed prop, and if we were to get another Michael like him, that would be a perfect licensed prop for Spirit.
Sydney, you're a survivor, aren't you, Sydney? survive if everyone close to you is dead. You can't save them. All you can do is watch.
So surprisingly, I've got yet another horror one I'm talking about right now. I'm gonna kind of get the horror ones out of the way for the top picks. But we've got the 2011 Ghostface, Heat by Jemmy. Now, Jemmy would probably never make a collapsible one again, but then again, if you checked out my Spear Halloween Lost Media video from a few weeks ago, if you go to my channel, you can check it out in the videos section. But I pretty much talked about how they had a prototype for a Jemmy Freddy Krueger in 2019, and it was collapsible. And so, I mean, Jemmy probably wouldn't be able to do it, but I bet somebody could at least make a Ghostface that was unique. And it would really be cool. I know we have the 2021 Ghostface, and so it's probably very unlikely. But I think it was very realistic, the Jemmy one. Perfect posture, perfect movement. The plug-in phone was perfect. Instead of the Try-Me or the step pad jack, you could just plug in this phone so it would ring, you'd pick it up, and he would be talking to you. And so honestly, if they did this with any like Ghostface prop in the future, that would be perfect. It's a static prop, so this would be perfect for halfway to Halloween. It's from 2018, the Burlap Horror Scarecrow prop, or also known as the Burlap Horror. He is very scary looking, very intimidating, very perfect. I actually own the mask of him, I'm pretty sure, and I own gloves, because they had even a mask and gloves set, because he's so scary looking. He just is amazing, and yeah. It would also go perfect with a prop that I'm going to mention very soon.
These are the fields of fear, where your nightmares come to life. I am the harvester of souls. Prepare to meet your maker.
But next up is the Harvester. I am pretty much sure that he is a very old one, I think from 2012 or something. And he is a great example of how good props could be back in the day, compared to now. So we have so many props now called Harvester something or something Harvester, but this one was just called the Harvester, and it is perfect. This is pretty much a scarecrow that is the farmer, kind of, and is harvesting the crops and you. And so he is pretty cool. And especially in like a video like this, a low quality one, he just looks terrifying. Imagine this in like a horror movie. I'm sure there is a horror movie, or there will be one day, using one of these as a prop, because this looks terrifying. Especially in lower quality videos, but he, I'm pretty sure, was stakeable. So that's kind of one of my predictions for the future, is getting animatronics that are stakeable. Not too much crazy movement, but just some lightweight animatronics on long poles that you kind of just screw into the ground, and they move kind of. So that would be a really cool idea, and I'm glad they did it with this guy. Now, I don't know if I'm completely sure that he's stakeable. I think he might have had like a weird base or something, but from what I know, that's mostly what he had was stake, or I think he might also have had a black base that you could use too. But he is absolutely perfect. His movement is perfect, especially for his time, and he is designed amazing. On to the next one.
You juggling it. I'll need a hand from one of you. And a head, and a foot. Oh, any part will do.
Next up, I will be talking about the creepy towering clown, or Grimsley the Great. He is from 2016, I think. 2016, or probably, I think 2017. But he is a very amazing animatronic. His outfit is perfect. His head is iconic and amazingly creepy. His hands were pretty good. I mean, they went all out with detail. He even had a rib cage frame inside of him, apparently, underneath his clothing. So that's kind of why he looks so skeletal. He also had like a hunchback, and he was kind of hunched over, and he would kind of turn like that. I think it was really creepy and really cool. And so he was definitely a cool animatronic. And I definitely think he could return, because he kind of just started the whole clown trend, and sadly, kind of other clowns kind of like Crouchy overshadowed him when it comes to the giant clown animatronics and giant animatronics in general. But Creepy Towering Clown is definitely an amazing prop, and I definitely hope they will be releasing him one day soon.
Come out of the darkness! Come into the light of my lab! There's always room for another lost soul. Please take me to the lantern of stolen souls. You'll be safe and warm with all the other little children.
Spirit Halloween 2014 Witch of Stolen Souls. Now, we all were begging for Barnyard Butcher back in the day and stuff. And, he might be in the #1 spot. Big surprise. You can theorize about if he's there or not. But, Witch of Stolen Souls was a very popular one back in the day, and people are really wanting her to come back now. Especially for her 10-year anniversary. She's just an amazing animatronic. This is kind of when simple works out perfect. Now, apparently Home Depot this year is coming out with a very generic witch that has an eye, that has a hand that has like a weird painted eye on it. And that one is where they were trying to, I guess, make a simple witch that was unique somehow. But they fail miserably compared to other ones like the Witch of Stolen Souls. She was very just simple, kind of. But she looked very incredible at the same time. Her head movement was pretty good. Her face looked perfect. Her voice looked pretty good, because people usually depict witches nowadays as like these weird cackling voices. Now, that's kind of what they are from the mythology, but then again, they're humanoid creatures, and so they aren't going to be too far off from the normal people. And so this one's voice is perfect. And how can we forget the main detail? The lantern. I never realized this, so I guess they should make it more known, but the lantern she holds has little hands on it. Like reaching out, trying to reach out of it, and it flickers. And so I think that's an amazing detail. I'm sure it was just harder to see in brighter conditions, so, I mean, how could you fix that? Make it more visible, maybe have, like, clear, like, paint on it, and then it can still kind of be there, but when it lights up, it flickers, or something, because this is definitely my #2 spot, because this one is just incredible, and if it was to return, as long as it was under $400 or $300 and something, unlike most spirit props nowadays, I would probably pick it up, because it is a pretty solid prop. Time for a quick honorable mention. Now, many people are saying that this is their #1 that they want to return this year, but it's just an honorable mention for me. It is Silent and Deadly Clown. This thing is terrifying. It was in 2010, though, so that was a very long time ago, so I don't even know if they still even know how to produce those. But it's very cool. This is another situation where like, limited movement, kinda just bland, organic, generic stuff works out. Because here it's a plain movement, it's just this. It's just a side-to-side waist turn. But then again, this thing is incredible. It looks amazing. The jumpsuit is amazing. The way the hands look, like he's trying to quiet you, and make you forget what you've seen. the thing he's holding, the dagger thing, the knife, that's just so creepy. I think it works perfect for this Halloween prop. Cause, you know, it's simple, but then again, it's so amazing. And sadly, I know my mom, when she watches this, she's not gonna agree. But personally, I think he's better than Whack-A-Mole. A lot scarier, for sure. And Whack-A-Mole was a few years later. He's also a clown, and featured the same exact movement. But then again, Whack-A-Mole was just way too stiff looking. It looked like he didn't have much expression. So I honestly think Silent and Deadly, if you're going for the creepy factor, Silent and Deadly is the one to pick. But then again, that's just an honorable mention because I didn't quite fit it into the list. But I would have put him in the number 10 spot, number 1 spot, but yeah, you know what, you can click off if you really want, because you know what it is.
The farmer in the dell is going straight to Welcome to my farm. You're just in time for the harvest.
Like every other person in the haunt community, my number 1 pick for 2024 is Barnyard Butcher. We have been wanting this one to return probably since 2021, 2022-ish. Last year I think would have been his perfect chance, because I think he's from 2013. He could be from 2014 though, who knows. But he is just such a creepy prop. Perfect, but then again, Spirit, Spirit doesn't like the explicit stuff in their animatronics, and they don't like the gore.
Farmer in the dell is going straight to...
Like, this thing is explicit material for Spirit nowadays. This is crazy. Spirit that thinks this is too not family friendly. Spirit thinks this is inappropriate for their store when they sell, things that you should only be able to find at their adult company, which is Spencer's. They sell some terrible things there, guys. You just don't see them. They're out in the open, surprisingly. So, I don't know why they have to turn this thing down, but, I mean, even as an online only, they should return him, because I know even if he was an online only, we would all be going super insane. And definitely, I just think this is a perfect animatronic, and of course, if he doesn't return this year or next year, then this will be kind of a tradition for the whole haunt community of saying our favorite. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's definitely a longer one, but these are definitely the animatronics I hope to see in 2024. So, for everything horror, this is ABC Halloween. Spirit Halloween Store!